Zelda.
And here is where we fuel the entrepreneur spirit
with words, quotes, and phrases.
So make sure you tune in every first and third Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern.
You don't want to miss it.
Greetings, family. Welcome to 60 Second Entrepreneur. Here is where we fuel the entrepreneur spirit with words, quotes, and phrases in 60 seconds or less. I am your host and the family brand educator, Lyve TV, and I am joined by the lovely Larkeia Matthews, who drove all the way here from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
Larkeia, thank you for being here.
It's my honor.
Yes. Now, before I get into the full introduction, I have a couple of announcements to make. The first one is Purely Positive. They are hosting their Build a Better You workshop on June 8th. Tickets can be found on Eventbrite. And then we also have Faceless Shadows, the movie, directed by Shawnee D. It is being held on August 29th from 6 to 10 p.m. Tickets can be found on Eventbrite, and the prices for the tickets are $15. She's also looking for vendors, and the vendor fee is $50 as well. So if you are interested, just make sure you look up Faceless Shadows, the movie, on Eventbrite. Now, our guest, Larkeia Matthews, life coach over at Her Legacy Inspires. Now, we change things up a little bit. We typically, for the 60-second segment, as you all know, that for those of you that are viewers of the show, you know that we typically reveal a quote. But I wanted to change things up a little bit to shine more light on our entrepreneurs, on our guests. So Miss Larkeia Matthews is going to introduce herself via an elevator pitch within 60 seconds. Larkeia, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, clock up. You'll see the clock behind you. There you go.
All right. My name is Larkeia Matthews. My brand is Her Legacy Inspires, and it is a personal growth and development empowering company. So as a result of what I do, one will be able to identify and release internal conflict. They will be able to navigate life's strongholds, emotional and mental strongholds. You'll be able to attract better relationships, better wealth, and more abundance in your life. And you'll also be able to create a mind-blowing story of triumph called the rest of your life.
Wonderful.
Man.
Hey, she did that in less than 60 seconds.
Yes, okay.
Great job. Okay, so why don't you just tell us a little bit more about your brand as a life coach, and also what led you to get into this industry?
Okay, so pretty much I have to go to a little bit back.
Mm-hmm.
So I call myself a personal growth and development coach. I started as an empowerment coach, but I'm really, really passionate about personal growth and development because that's where I started.
Okay.
So about 6 years ago, I really just dived into my own personal growth and development journey.
Okay.
So I did that as a result of being diagnosed as a teenager of being depressed. So I was depressed. I was supposed to attend meetings. I was supposed to do all the normal things that a depressed teen was supposed to do. They prescribed me medications, all of these things. And actually what I told myself is no. You're going to get through this yourself, and you're going to be a testimony to somebody else.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I did. It took me a while. It took me years to grow up and develop into an adult. I was a struggling adult, I might say, until one day I woke up and said, this is not my life. I looked at my children and said, I need to do better for my children. I need to be able to leave a legacy for them, something beyond struggles, something beyond pain, something beyond strongholds. I didn't want to pass down that to them any longer. I told myself, this is enough. I'm going to pass down ladders. I'm going to pass down wings to them instead of what I'm passing down now. And I just made a decision to turn everything around. And then at that point, it was just finding the right things to put in my space. And so I just developed myself. I found what I needed. I put it together. I developed my time, my money, my emotions, everything into growing myself. And once I did that, I realized, you know what? I need to do this for others.
Yeah.
I need to be able to give back to others that just can't find the pieces, that don't have the strength to do it for themselves. And I started with teens. I always had a passion for the youth.
Yeah.
Always. And plus I've had children, and their friends flock to me. I teach them, I train them, but I've always had a passion for the youth because I was a troubled youth. So I always wanted to reach them and tell them, hey, there's a brighter way, there's a brighter day, you can get through it, let me show you the way. And I wanted to inspire them to dream big because I had big dreams.
Yeah.
You know, I just released them and let go of them in the struggle, in the turmoil. So once I started with the youth, I realized it doesn't stop there because they have parents. And they're going to go home to their parents, and their parents are going to need to be able to help them through. And their parents need help because I was a parent and I needed help. I needed to be able to do this not only for my kids but for myself. So I said, you know what, I need to bring this for women and for the youth. And so that's what made me decide to just open it up to a broader spectrum and not only target the youth, but target women and the youth. So now I'm just all about empowering women, empowering teens to be their best selves, to just rise and to dream big and go for it. And I want to walk them down that path to show them how to do it.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes.
So I have a question.
Okay.
What really resonated with me is when you said that you battled with depression. And as entrepreneurs, so many of us, we suffer in silence. So what is one tip or advice you can give to entrepreneurs that may be suffering in silence when it comes to mental illnesses, such as depression?
So first of all, I would really tell them to seek out somebody, because really when you isolate yourself, you go further in the abyss. And that's what I did. I isolated myself. Don't isolate yourself. Let somebody know what you're going through, because 9 out of 10, somebody's been down that road before. Somebody can influence you. Somebody can help you. Even if they can't walk you through the full journey, somebody can help you get to the next step. So the first thing you need to do is really be real with yourself about where you are and just seek some type of help. Seek some type of assistance, because there are people out here like me that are willing to walk you through the journey. So be real with yourself about where you are.
Be real.
Be
with
real.
yourself.
You just have to be transparent with yourself. I didn't want to be considered that. I didn't. But I had to be real and look at my life and say, this is not what I'm supposed to be producing. So this is really where I am, because look at the outcome of my life. So I had to be real in order to get to where I want to be. I have to be real and acknowledge where I am to get to where I want to be. So you absolutely got to do that.
Yes. Now, as a life coach, when we talk about being real and transparent with ourselves, because a lot of times we like to project our feelings onto other people instead of looking at us and really understanding that it doesn't matter what happens in our lives, it all stems within us, right? It all starts with us.
It does.
So with that being said, as a life coach, what are some tips that you can give us to just be more authentic and more transparent with ourselves, so that we can open up ourselves to receiving the help that we may possibly need?
So you kind of said it though.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're the
But
coach
from
today.
your perspective.
But seriously, you really just have to be honest with yourself. Like, there's no other step with transparency except being honest with yourself. Like, you really have to evaluate your life. That's one of the first steps in my program. We evaluate. We look at where we are. Look at your life. Look at where you want to go. Figure out, is this where I want to be, and how am I off? How am I off track? Evaluate. Then you say, okay, if I'm not there, what got me here? You know, like, you just really have to be that transparent to say, okay, I'm slipping up in this area. I could be a better mom. I could show up brighter with my kids. I could spend more time with my children. It's really just that transparency and viewing what you want to be and seeing where you are in comparison to where you want to be. So you just have to be real, and you have to reflect. So reflection is what I would say. Just actually, reflect on where you are first and foremost. And then next, I think you should heal. Healing is
so important.
Healing is paramount. Healing was the biggest part of my journey, just being able to know what parts of me I needed to heal. That was big. People think, okay, I'm over things, but not necessarily. And it'll show up with people that are highly intuitive, like myself. they can pick up on things when you just in casual conversation and you're like, well, nah, I don't do this because of this, or whatever the case may be. People can tune in and say, okay, you're really dealing with some trust issues, or you really have some stuff behind the scenes going on. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of how that works. That's why it's really good to partner with somebody who's intuitive, who can read into where you are and tell you, okay, baby, no, first of all, you need to take 2 steps back, and you need to heal that mentality. You know, you need to actually love yourself a little bit more. So those are the areas that I had to do. You know what I mean? I had to heal. I had to reflect and then heal. So healing would absolutely be after reflection.
Healing is so important. I'm currently in my phase of healing right now, because a lot of times we can think that we've gotten over something only to find out later on that we just buried it. Right. We just suppressed it. Not really buried it, but suppressed it. Then you'll encounter certain triggers in life.
Absolutely. And then it'll be evident. It'll show you I'm not as over this as I thought.
Right.
You know, I didn't get past this like I thought. You know, I just tried to forget about it, but I actually didn't get over it. I didn't heal from it. And so that's what tends to happen in a lot of people's lives. They think they're okay, but they're not living the life of fulfillment. They're not living a purpose-driven life. They're not happy. They're not excited about life. They're just going through life. But lots of times it's because you still have old junk that you need to heal from. Things that you need to release, people you need to release, things you need to let go of, and people you need to forgive. You know, just because you forget something don't mean you have forgiven. Forgiveness, when you truly forgive, you release. Whether you get a I'm sorry or whatever, you release that person and you release that energy from your spirit. You see what I'm saying? That is build up. That is so toxic to your mental, your emotional, and especially your physical. And people don't understand the correlation. But forgiveness is so paramount in healing. You have to really, really learn to just let me go back and think of the things that I'm still holding on to. Did I really let go of him for doing me like that? You know, or did I just try to brush him out of my mind? Like, those are things we really have to look at. And then I walk people through that in my program.
Wow, spoken like a true life coach.
Okay.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so speaking of life coach, what would be one advice you would give someone that's looking to become a life coach? Because right now we're in the times, or we're in the space where so many people want to become coaches, but it's not something that you can just jump into. Like, you have to have a true compassion for humanity and people, a true understanding. So what would be maybe an advice you would give someone?
First, I would definitely say check your motives. Why do you want to be a coach?
Yeah.
What is your reasoning behind it? Because this is not a field you just get into because you think it's going to make a lot of money, because it's not going to work. Because it takes true authenticity. You know what I mean? It really takes you to have a desire to help somebody get to another place. I've worked for free for so long just because I had the passion to help somebody get to the next level. And I've done it successfully time and time again. You know, and lots of times, like I said, I didn't even get paid, but it was the passion and the desire to see somebody go to the next level. This is not a business you get into just because you think it's going to be flashing lights, because a lot of times you'll take on other people's energy. When I help people, I end up taking on their energy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I have to know how to process that energy and release it from me, because I'm so empathetic. So really, if you want to get in this business, you need to really make sure you're mentally and emotionally equipped to deal with other people's baggage, because that's part of the game. That's the business. You're helping them deal with their baggage. Check your motives and fortify yourself. Make sure you're mentally strong. Make sure you're emotionally strong. Get you a coach. I had to get a coach. I have 2, 3 coaches. You know, like, I had to plug myself into what I need so I can be able to give somebody else what they need.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And such true words you just spoke. You know, check your motives.
Yes.
I like that, because, again, like I said, it seems to be the thing to do, or the thing to be now, becoming a coach. And like for me, I'm a medical coder. And I encounter people all the time that want to get into the medical coding industry because, you know, we make a decent living.
Yeah.
But once you get into it, you realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm not even
Yes.
really built for this. So the money doesn't even
Exactly.
matter. I can't even perform the job.
Yes.
So again, check your motives. I like that. You know what? You might
Exactly.
need to put that on a T-shirt.
Okay.
Check your motives.
That's
I like
my
that.
next shirt, guys. Look out for it. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So now I am going to reveal a quote.
Okay.
Okay, it's a quote that was coined by a famous person that we know. And after the quote is revealed, I would like for us to have a conversation piece around that based on whatever resonates within you from an entrepreneur aspect.
Okay.
So on that note, can you reveal the quote, please? I'm a big believer in dreaming. If you don't dream it, you can't become it. I'll read it again. I'm a big believer in dreaming. If you don't dream it, you can't become it. Coined by Magic Johnson. Net worth $500 million. If you can't dream it, you can't become it.
Yes, I love it.
How does that resonate with you?
It
Dreaming
resonates
big.
so well because this is really what I teach and promote with my youth. I do youth vision board workshops. So what I do with that, I walk them through the process of dreaming, of visioning. And the whole ideology behind that is sort of like the law of attraction kind of speaks on that a little bit. You're attracting what you feel, what you think, what you believe. So with this thing, it's really about visioning. It's about your imagination. What you can see, you can become. It's just your brain automatically aligns with what you see, and then it tends to create that for you. It tends to open up doors for you. I wouldn't have thought I would be here or some of the other opportunities I had, but guess what? I saw it. I've been practicing in mirrors. I've been practicing in cars. I saw the people that was going to come to me, and it's happening. You know what I mean? You have to be able to see it first. Everything, I believe, everything that was created first started as an idea. Somebody had to see it first. You know what I mean? Nobody, this microphone that we're talking into, it didn't just appear. Somebody thought it first. It had to start in somebody's mind. And that's with anything in life. They saw that and they said, okay, I'm going to make this for this reason. So, and that's how you create, period. You have to see it first and know what you're going to create. Then it'll unfold for you to manifest it into reality.
Yeah, it definitely aligns with the law of mentalism, which simply says that all is mind. Everything is created within the mind. Even our existence, our world, the earth, the planets, everything was created from a thought in the mind, right? So so now knowing this, now that we're older, because as kids, but now that we're older and knowing this, it's a beautiful thing to get caught up in those daydreams, right? Especially daydreams that have you stuck in a trance.
Yes,
right?
It's so healthy.
It's
so
very healthy.
Yes,
and it starts the creation process. And I like what you said, that if you can't see it, then you can't become it. You can't manifest it, because I always say you cannot move beyond what you see. Right?
You cannot. I think it's an impossibility. I definitely think so. How can you create something and you don't even know what it is? We don't just stumble into things. I don't believe that. I definitely don't believe that. It starts in your mind and then it unfolds. The plans will come later, people. Just think it. Just dream it, and then the plans will unfold on how to get there. It'll manifest.
Yes. Okay, so I have another question for you that just came up. As a life coach, as a dreamer, can you just kind of give us just a little glimpse into your day-to-day when it comes to building your brand and working with teens or working with women?
No day. Okay. So my day-to-day, first thing that I'm very, very strict about for myself, and when I don't do it, I feel the difference. I try to wake up with gratitude.
Yes.
That's really big for me, and I've just implemented over this past year, and I've seen the difference, tremendous difference. I wake up, and I don't even want to get out of the bed before I think thoughts of gratitude. So whoever you want to thank or pray to or whatever, we're not here to discuss that.
Yes.
You just wake up with the spirit of gratitude before your feet hit the floor. Just think of all the things you're thankful for. You know, they don't have to be monetary things. They can be whatever in the world that you're thankful for. But think on several things that you're thankful for and get wrapped up in the emotion of it, you know, of what it feels like to have this thing. My son, I have 2 sons, and both of them battled illnesses when they were young. And that's one of the things I'm so thankful for, that my son made it out. You know, that was so many years ago, but I still feel it and get wrapped up in the emotion when my son stopped breathing at birth. And and it took a week for him to be able to breathe on his own. But just the emotion that knowing my son couldn't have made it and he made it, just the thanks, it fills me up. And that's something that I think I will forever hold on to. You know what I mean? So whatever that thing is for you, definitely start with gratitude. So I do gratitude, period. That's the first thing I do.
Yes.
You know, and I try to get up after that, align my day, whether it depends on what time my appointments start. But I try to get in the exercise or yoga in the morning. Just got back on my exercise routine, so it's really been yoga and stretching. And while I'm doing that, I listen to theta waves. I listen to hertz. So I listen to affirmations, 528 hertz. And those tones really do something in your brain. So I have to get those in every day. You know, so I listen to that. I listen to inspirational things. You have to feed your mind. You know, we have to be so careful what we got coming in, because that's what's going to come out of you.
Right.
So I have to be really careful. I really try to guard my energy. So the first part of my day, I'm really just putting things into my spirit, you know, putting things into myself. I'm building me up for whatever is going to come through the day. I need to be prepared. So that's the bulk of my day, really, because it sets me up for whatever I have coming, whether it's appointments, whether it's video, whatever I'm doing the rest of the day. This is the part that sets me up for my day.
Yeah, sets you up for your day.
Yes,
I like that.
absolutely.
I like that. Okay, I have some comments over here. Tequila, thank you for tuning in. Tequila says, look in the mirror and be real. Yes. Hold yourself accountable. She also says, I keep a reflection notebook. It helps a lot.
Absolutely.
And I
have one of those.
Touching on what you mentioned about waking up with an attitude of gratitude. I have a gratitude journal. I typically wake up every morning anywhere between 4:30 and 5:30, and I have my whole little routine that I do, but one of them is writing in my gratitude journal. Every day I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, and I started this a few months back, actually. And I've noticed when you focus more on what you're grateful for, because I mean, you know, we have the yin and the yang, we have the balance. So not every day is going to be a good day, or your whole day is not going to be a good day. But when you focus more on the things that you're grateful for, then in turn you tend to attract and pull in more things to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
So that whole waking up with an attitude, just the fact that you woke up, just simply that is reason enough to be filled with so much gratitude.
Absolutely. And that reflection journal, that is really big. I've done that for a while. Not really doing it as actively as I am now, because my days are so filled, but I do it mentally. You know, when I can't do it physically, I'm definitely doing it mentally. I'm definitely notating. But reflection, like I was saying, that's always a key to just being real with yourself and keeping yourself on point. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So absolutely.
Yes. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to take a really quick break, a 1-minute break. Don't go anywhere. 60 seconds. We will be right back. welcome back to 60 Second Entrepreneur. I am your host and the family brand educator, Lyve Min. And now I want to pass it over to Miss Larkeia Matthews, who is going to share the wellness tip for the day.
Okay, I'm really excited about this. So she wanted me to gear this towards entrepreneurs, but this is really something for everybody. And I found this in my walk dealing with just nutrition and trying to fuel myself. This tip that I want to tell everyone is to detox. Detox, detox, detox. Like, I think we underestimate the power of detoxing and ridding your body of toxins. So we take in so many things that we're not even aware of, that we can't pronounce, that we can't identify, just by eating simple meals, takeout. We don't know really what we're taking in our bodies and the effects that it's having on our bodies. And a lot of times we have low energy or whatever's going on with us, low mental clarity. Whatever the case may be, I can guarantee you that a good detox, 30 days, will help turn that right around, because you're ridding yourself, like I said, of different toxins that are in your body. And there's so many different detoxes out there. Pick one that works for you. Try it for 2 weeks. Pick one that makes you feel your best after 2 weeks. You should have definitely more energy, first off. And as an entrepreneur, that's something you're definitely going to need, because this is a journey that you can't clock out. It's not a 9 to 5. You're going to have late days, early mornings. Sometimes you're going to get no sleep at all, kind of like me yesterday. You know what I mean? So you really have to be at your highest peak. So along with the B vitamins, I would definitely say first, before you try any supplements, detox. Before you start just putting stuff in, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. But what do you have already built up in yourself?
So
So
true.
you probably can't process those things you're putting in your body. They may be great, but how can you process them if you have a buildup of things that you don't need?
Yeah.
So the first thing I would definitely recommend, detox. I'm doing a detox right now. I just started this sour sap. You can find that at health
Doing a
food
sour-
stores.
okay.
Not the best tasting thing, but I promise you, it really, really works. Even if you're trying to get in shape, it really works. It helps you shed, absolutely, but it just makes you feel so much lighter, so much better, and you'll see the mental clarity. You'll just feel more invigorated after a few weeks of doing this. So detox is my tip for everybody. Look up different ways that you can detox. There's ISOT, there's different things, and a home remedy I'll give you for detoxing. One thing that I just learned is baking soda. 2 teaspoons of baking soda in a full glass of water, along with lemon juice. Do that in the morning before you have your breakfast. And if you can, do it at night. But even if you can only get it in one time a day, that's going to mean everything to you, okay? That is really going to help build you up. But that sour sap, look that up, guys. Find that it has over 14 different herbs and minerals that your body needs, as long as getting rid of those things that you don't. So that's my tip.
Detox.
Detox.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I read somewhere that most illnesses that we attract is because of our gut health. Is that true?
I definitely read that, and I definitely believe that, because this is where everything begins. Your digestive system, that's really the core of you, the life of you. And if you can't keep that flowing, that's where all of your illnesses are going to stem from. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's why
true.
detoxing, you're ridding yourself. You're not just working on that particular part of your body. You can detox your kidneys, your lungs, just by doing simple detox and sticking with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the segment where I introduce the book recommendation for the day.
Yay.
So as you can see, it's up there in the sponsors reel. The book recommendation is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Have you read that book?
No, but I will add it to my list.
Yes, it's a really, really, really great book. And another thing I love about it, I never realized this before, but Blaze, my 7-year-old, his elementary school, they actually implement the 7 habits. which is, I think it's a really cool thing to start programming our babies at a young age.
Yes.
But it's a really great read. It's not really a read. It's more like a study guide for people that really want to take it
learn,
serious
yeah,
and
yeah.
implement a lot of these
Yeah,
strategies
I
to
love that.
become a highly effective
Yes.
person. My favorite is habit number 7, which is sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw. Taking that time out for you, something like what you talked about, you know, making sure that you take care of your mind, your body, your soul, detoxing, taking a vacation. And, you know, I know back in the day, or even now sometimes, you would hear people say, I'll sleep when I die. But that's not really a cool thing to say or even live by. You know, we need to rejuvenate our energy, especially as entrepreneurs, so that we can perform at our highest peak.
Yes.
So being able to say, you know what, I'm not doing anything today. I'm putting this phone on do not disturb, and I'm taking time out for me and possibly my family. I'm taking a vacation, and I'm just locking down and taking care of my mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a really great read. For those of you that haven't read it, it's by Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
I love it.
Now I'm going to pass it back over to Larkeia. Do you have any final words, anything that you would like to share?
Okay, so what I do want to share is that I am now enrolling for spring and summer clients for my Emerge 360 coaching package. And I'm so excited about this package, y'all, because it's so bomb. Like, it's called Emerge 360 because it's really geared towards getting you to emerge from whatever you've been submerged in, getting you to become that higher you. And this is the process that I had to take myself through years ago. And I just packaged it together and decided to offer it. So this is all my years of training and everything that I put into this package. But with this package, what you're going to get a full 360 coaching. So I'm not just going to target just you. We're going to target you full out. We're going to target you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So this package, you get me, and you get a fitness coach as well. So so you get actually a personal growth plan. So it's designed and catered specifically for you. So this plan is a 3-month program. So we're going to design a plan out strictly for you. We're going to meet weekly, and we're going to work this plan. And we're we're going to have monthly masterminds. So we're going to train on retraining your brain, you know. So we're going to really dive into some things. You're going to get a journal so you can be able to do what we talked about earlier. So you can notate your progress. You can see where you are, see where you're going. You know what I mean? And then also you'll be able to get the fitness coach as well. So we're going to tag her in, and she's going to meet bi-weekly. She's going to do a meal plan with you guys, and we're also going to have nutrition. So we're going to target the meal plan, and we're going to have the exercise plan as well. So, and also with that, you'll get a personal birth chart reading. So we're going to be able to dive into who you really are, the meat of who you really are, so we can be able to cater this package to you so you can understand who you are, where you are, and where you're going.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
And actually, the co-host of the show, Matilda Hernandez, she's actually a health and wellness coach as well. So just listening to you, that's kind of up her alley. And I wish she was here because you guys would have really clicked.
That's okay. You can have me back.
All right. So Tequila, I have one more comment. Tequila says, I'm a work in progress when it comes to self-care. I definitely understand that. You know, I used to feel so guilty when I would take naps. I work from home. And I used to feel so guilty when I would take naps during the day because it made me feel lazy.
Yeah.
But then I had to realize those naps are necessary, especially when you get older. But they're so necessary in order for us to recharge so that we can do the things we need to do, especially as mothers as well. You know, we're so used to just being on the go and making sure that everyone else is okay, making sure our spouses are okay, making sure the kids are okay, making sure the food is cooked, the house is clean. You know, just being that backbone in the house. But
absolutely.
There's no guilt in taking time out for you. I remember when I had Blaze at the time, and I remember the job I was working on. My manager, she told me, she said, if you need me to babysit for you, please let me know, because how can you drive from Atlanta to Miami on E?
Yeah.
You have to fill
Fill
your
yourself.
tank.
Yes.
So
Yes.
don't feel like you have to be mommy and be with the kids
Everybody, yes.
24/7.
Yes.
It's
No, no, no,
okay
no.
to find a babysitter
is.
to take time out for you.
Actually, it's your responsibility.
Yes.
I just did a teleconference with Glambitious Magazine, and that's what I spoke on. Actually, that was my title, Filling Your Tank First. So go check that out. But filling your tank first is definitely your responsibility to yourself. We have so many other responsibilities in life, and we neglect the most important one.
Yeah.
To ourselves. You have a responsibility to yourself to make sure that you're well, to make sure that you're able to keep going, or else what can you give anybody
Yes.
else? So absolutely,
Yeah.
fill your tank.
Yeah. I have another comment. She says, yes, sometimes I just say it's my time to be selfish. I have those times at least once a month. Like, it's
I
my
have 'em
time
more.
to be selfish. It's my
Yes.
time to be selfish.
It absolutely is. It is, Queen.
All right, well, we are getting ready to wrap up the show. It has
Okay.
been fun. Larkeia, I really
Thank you,
appreciate
thank
you.
you.
For being here. Do you
you.
have any last words?
I
Anything
just want
else
to
you
let
wanna share?
everyone know you can follow me on Facebook. I'm at Her Legacy. Instagram is Larkeia Matthews. And if you want to take advantage of this coaching program, I have some slides left, and we will do introductory rates. I need you to email me at larkeia.onelegacy@gmail and put the code in the subject line, 60 seconds, and I'll give you a 30-minute complimentary discovery session. Only if you're watching this show, okay? So it's larkeia.onelegacy@gmail.com. If you want to take advantage of this program, you'll get a 30-minute complimentary discovery session. Put 60 seconds in the subject line. On Facebook, I'm Her Legacy, and Instagram, I'm Larkeia Matthews. All right.
All right. One last comment before we got to try to read the comments
Okay.
before we close out. Tequila says, thank you, ladies. I enjoy all the knowledge you shared. Thank you, Tequila.
Yes,
you are
thank
welcome,
you.
and thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
Yes, and
Thank you
on
for
that
having me.
note, I will see you all next show, which will be on June 15th, right here, Status Network, Lyve TV. Peace, family.
All right. Be well.